part. Now when you come to the cloud, everything has been virtualized. Okay, when you come to the cloud, everything has been virtualized. Here, how you can able to, how I can say, how we are able to get the data means using the internet connectivity. Okay, using the internet connectivity, the cloud virtual deployment model is able to get the data. So this how the IoT gateway and the edge device will be working. Any question till now on the deployment models of AWS? Hello, am I audible, right?
Yes, you are audible.
Any doubt? Any doubt, students, on this part? You have clarity, right? What is in the IoT and what is in the edge device for monitoring solution? Then I can move to the other slides. You can ask me any doubt. I'm open to the questions. Okay, I'm not restricting yourself from asking the question. If you ask and discuss, I can share my knowledge. Okay, you also can share your knowledge. If you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, fine. Next, already, so next type of analytics, what we are seeing is sensor analytics. Okay, so rise of Internet of Things. When the IoT has emerged, there is a petabyte of data has been generated. How I can compare yourself means if you traveled in flight. Okay, if you traveled in flight, for each takeoff and take on, that means the flight is on air, and for each travel, the flight will be generating 100 TB of data. Okay, 100 to 200 TB of data. So let's think of that type of data has been generated. When a power plant is running, okay, that will be generating for each hour, it will be generating some 1000 TB of data. I'm not talking about the traditional power plant now it is running. It is a hybrid power plant, okay, hybrid smart grid systems, okay, smart grid system. Smart, what mean by grid means the grid is a edge device again, okay. Why I'm telling means that the names and all not has been converted, okay. So grid is something like within your household you will be able to have the power supply and you will be able to have the device connectivity. So within your premise, within your house, the device will be available. So similar, the smart grid can be compared, okay, or else power grid can be compared to your IoT grid. So how the IoT technology can be used in order to monitor this grid components, okay. So everyone knows how we can capture the data using the sensors only. So the sensor analytics is able to generate this data. So it has been estimated there will be how when the technology for IoT is emerging, we can say so by worldwide by 2020 some 20 billion connected things will be there. Okay, they are estimating this amount of connected device will be there. So how we can monitor the things, how we can able to operate the things from a remote location, that's very important. That we are going to see in this webinar. Okay, so sensor analytics, when it comes to the sensor analytics, it's not only going to monitor your device, that is your power grid device, it is able to do the analytics, it is able to find out the behavior. Okay, if I tell the behavior, if I tell the behavior of the student, they can easily able to monitor you, and they will do some analytics on you, and they will take when you are coming late to the college, or else when you are taking leave, okay, how much you are taking your in this, your behavior has been analyzed, right? Likewise, all the devices behavior will be analyzed, which by means of the sensor. If the temperature is something 80 degree, when the power supply there is a drop, okay, there is a voltage surge, okay, there is a voltage uplift when the voltage is uh, dropping, okay. So this kind of things or behavior of the device will be continuously analyzed by means of a pattern, and that data can be taken as a real time, okay, that can be taken as a real time, and the embedded softwares or else any interconnectivity lines can be used, okay. So this is used to monitor the health of your device, your smart grid, and capability and serviceability, how long it will work, and what is the current health status, and what is the capable of that. So using this sensor analytics, what we can achieve, okay. So what we can achieve means why we have to go for a monitoring solution for a device means there is an application, predictive maintenance, okay. If I tell the predictive maintenance, when you analyze the things only, you will come to know how when we can put the machine on the maintenance mode, when we can put the electrical components, when we can put the things on the maintenance mode. For that, we need a solution called predictive maintenance. And then, okay, predictive maintenance will be predicting after 2 months this device can lead to a failure. So we can find it out and we can put it on the maintenance mode. And then anomaly detection and diagnosis. So if I tell anomaly detection and diagnosis kind of thing, so what type of anomaly? Anomaly means if there is anything wrong is going to happen on the device, that can be detected when we do the analytic things. Okay, so sensor application, so which can be fed to your digital devices. Okay, so this can be achieved using the sensor analytics. So how the AWS IoT has been used. So here you can see the transition. Okay, so how it has been transitioned. You can see the cloud. Here in the cloud, it is the devices which is virtually connected. So that devices is able to monitor your things. Okay, so it is a more latency, having the more processing power and more storage. Okay, this is a cloud computing. Okay, cloud. So then it comes to the micro data centers. Micro data center means a small data center will be fitted into the locations, and that can be used to monitor. It would be look like a small devices. Okay, so then the transition happens, right? I have told. So then comes the edge gateways. This one. Okay, small gateways. So it will be looking again. It will be smaller than the micro data centers. So now the transition like edge devices. So edge devices means if you take an autonomous car, if you take the smart grid technologies, if you take any other advanced technology, 5G devices, so it will be very small, right? That can be fitted into the appliance itself. Here you are seeing the wind turbine, right? The small device can be fitted here, and using that all the data can be taken and all the data can be analyzed. Let's see how the monitoring solution, previously they are using this technology. Now everything is converted and leading to the edge device. That is a typical IoT development, I can say. Okay, for the data collection. So everything has its own use cases. If I take as a cloud, it has a own use case for, because it has the highest storage, because archive and big data components, and for machine learning purpose we are using the cloud. And then if I take the micro data centers, it's a real-time data processing. So how the monitoring now it is achieved means, so from the cloud we are having the services called Kinesis. By real time it is taking the data. So real time it is taking the data means there is a no delay. It is a synchronous data collection, I can take. So whatever the data is generated at a point, it's taken and it has been visualized, I can say. So there is no delay in the data drop. So synchronous real-time data processing is done, and pre-processing and filtering and optimization can be done using the micro data center. And then edge gateways. Okay, I already told, right? So edge gateways, there is a IoT gateway has been developed. Now they are having the devices. Okay, so now they are having the devices. Sorry, one second. So next comes the component functionality. How the real-time analytics for monitoring, how the hybrid deployment for monitoring can be achieved using the cloud, and how the storage and how the hardware has been processed using this edge. So intelligent AWS IoT. So how it is intelligent means it is providing the orchestration support. Orchestration support means if more devices has been connected to the grid, okay, in future, that can be easily analyzed using the orchestration part, and it is a fully secure. When you take your any data, okay, any data, it should be secure. It should not be hacked. Recently there is a news also, right? Something has been hacked by some hackers. Okay, some power plant has been hacked. If you follow the news, the security is the important part, because everything now it is connected to a data and everything is converted into data. So data breach, okay, the security of the device, how the IoT devices want to be protected. If I hack that IoT device, so everything is a digital device, right? Your mobile phone is also hacked, right? So if I connect your mobile phone to all your household things, if I hack the mobile phone, means what will happen to your household things? That is your fan, something, TV. So I can easily control everything, right? So anyone can take. Let's take an example for an industry. Okay, all the machineries has been connected to the sensors that can be connected to the edge device. if the edge device or monitoring device has been hacked, okay, in the typical industries, okay, how the data breach can happen, that should be stopped using the IoT security. So the AWS is providing the security part for your IoT too. Okay, then it is providing your compute power for processing the data. So data can be processed using IoT device using the compute, and it is providing your storage. I already told, right, the data is generated in a huge volume, so that can be provided using the storage, and it is providing the platform support and the analytics support. So real-time data and computation data can be done, and it is capable of running the wide range of gateways when I take the edge device. So what is the type of security it is providing means hardware security. So hardware means your physical hardware. There is an edge level. The security has been provided, and endpoint security. Endpoint security, how I can say, means how the edge device is connected to your electrical devices. Okay, how your AWS IoT. That's the endpoint, right? If I tell the endpoint for your for the Google.com means it is www.google.com. That's the endpoint. Using that endpoint, you are able to connect it to your Google search engine. And gmail.com is the endpoint for the Gmail server, right? Likewise, all the devices will be having their own endpoint. Using that, the devices will be connected. So that has to be secure. Okay. So network security. Network security means when the data is flowed in the internet, how that can be secure. Okay, that should be encrypted or decrypted. And software security, the device software has been secure, and then comes the cloud security part. So this and all can be easily achieved using this edge computing. Students, till now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So before going to, I have given the overview for AWS IoT, how it's working, then we'll see the monitoring solution. So till now, if you have any doubt on AWS IoT, you can ask me. We also can put it in chat also. Okay. You also put in your chat. I'm able to see. If you have any doubt, you put in the chat. I'm able to answer that. Then I can start presenting. Hello. If you have any doubt, is AWS free to use? No, it's providing a few free support, okay, but everything is not entirely free. We have to pay for the resource what you are using, okay, for anything, for cloud computing. Any other question? Okay, fine. So then comes the AWS IoT solution for your condition monitoring. This is very, very important part. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry for interruption, guys. Fine. So then comes the solution for your condition monitoring at edge. How the monitoring solution for your devices, that is on the power grid or smart grid devices, is able to achieve. Okay. So this condition monitoring is secure. and highly scalable, and all type of analytics can be done on the edge platform to process the large volume of the data. So this is kind of here some real-time data processing can be achieved. Okay, so you can have the limited if your device have the limited network connectivity, it also fine. So it is able to capture all your data without an issue. Okay, what is the challenge? Okay, what is your challenge you are facing when you go for a monitoring solution for your industries or else for your devices? The challenge can be the time to respond. Okay, the device which will take the time to respond to the data capturing. So your infrastructure utilization, how your infrastructure has been utilized, it is overloaded or underloaded. Okay, so if I tell when I get into this IoT field, when we are deploying some models and setting up the sensor, so we need some technical skills. Okay, so there is a lack of technical skills for a monitoring solution. How that can be achieved? So what type of data? Because all the devices won't be behave in a similar manner. Each will be having the different patterns. So we have to do it in like ways how that can be. Okay, so how we can capture that. So then unexpected downtime, you'll be having that. You'll be having the productivity loss also. So data ingestion, so how the data has been ingested in the component, that level also you will be facing an issue. So that can be overcome in the conditioning monitoring using the edge devices. So this is the typical edge endpoint. So edge endpoint, I already told, right, where the data has been collected. This is typically a sensor. So this sensor component is connected via the MQT, and it will be code to the edge server. So here you can see the edge server. Okay, so here is the edge server. So here all the data pipelines, all your functionality, and all your container profile will be configured. So here you will be having the symbols, right? This and all the software is used to capture the data. This one is Kubernetes and this one is a container, Docker containers. Okay, and then ServiceNow. So performance analytics can be done using the ServiceNow. This is a third-party vendor tool which is able to analyze the data. Okay, which is able to analyze the data, and then the data is put to the AWS, because AWS is a purely a cloud computing, right? So data has been collected here at the edge level. The monitoring data has to be collected at edge level. Then only it can be passed to the cloud computing platform for the further analytics. Okay, that's how it will work. And then here comes the Postgres DB server. So this is able to get the ingested data and able to process that. Okay, then comes the alert. So for typical monitoring solution, for any monitoring solution, you need an alerting mechanism, right? So alerting mechanism can be anything. It can be over the email or else over the mobile phone or anything. So that alerting mechanism can be achieved. Alert notification can be achieved for your enterprise application, and customized warnings can be given. Okay, so next comes the visualization solution. So this is the visualization solution. Okay, so the data should be visualized in the bars and graph, the Pentaho. Okay, this is the visualization solution which can be achieved for your data which you are capturing, okay, in the cloud. And how your edge computing, that how the device will be monitored and how the device will be taken the control means by means of this way. So distributed data management has to be provided using the IoT gateway and databases. An analytics component is provided, and from here your actual edge device, that is the operational device, is placed. That's your things, assets, and can be any machines. Okay, can be any technology can be placed here. So platform perspective, you'll be having the front and middleware component, and then your core data center component you'll be having. Okay, so this the distributed data management, analytics, and global orchestration. Global orchestration in terms of BI reports you will be having, and then your connectivity. Okay, how your connectivity is achieved and how your security is achieved. So these devices, MQT, AMQP, and SOAP, HTTP. HTTP is, you know, the protocol, right? Everything is a protocol used to collect the data. So this can be collected using the various devices, and this can be routed to the control management. From the API, we can get all the data. Okay, this is how the flow will work for collecting the data. So what is the challenge we are faced? Okay, what is the challenge when we are able to connect using the IoT means latency issue. Latency, how I can say, the time taken to respond, okay, time taken to load when you are browsing something, right? If the Google Chrome take more time to load means there's a latency issue, not on your internet connectivity. Your internet connectivity is perfect, but your Google Chrome taking some time to load means there's a low latency for your application, I can say, okay. Irrespective of your connectivity, the server itself is not able to respond. So these challenges we can face, okay. Communication wise, so you know, right, how the communication can be established. There can be mobile communication as well as the satellite communication. So one small question to you: which type of satellite is used in the communication technology? That is, what is you can name any satellite, okay, now recently launched by ISRO or else NASA. Okay, what is the type? So I will give an example. I will give it two choices: geosynchronous or else polar satellite. Which is used on the navigation purpose, and which type of satellite is used for a communication purpose? Geosynchronous satellite or polar satellites? Can put it on the chat. Okay, which satellite is used in which use case? Because we are everything is we are handling over the internet. We have to understand how the communication has been established. Okay, how the communication is used to achieved. So then only you can. Which satellite is used for which purpose? Okay, this is my question. Geosynchronous satellite. Okay, what is the purpose for geosynchronous satellite, and what is the purpose for polar satellites? Nice. Any answers? Okay, fine. So question you can answer at the end of the meeting also. Okay, I will give a time. So let's continue with the presentation part. So processing the huge data volumes, one of the challenges we have faced, and convergence of information technology, because everything we didn't expect the technology will drive all the things. Okay, the technology will be take care of all the industrial devices and all. So the operational technology we have to work. That's the edge devices. How the monitoring, how the solution can be achieved. So how that can be used, and the data governance. Okay, data governance means how the data can be effectively used. Okay, for the monitoring solution. So benefits. Okay, so what are all the benefits we have achieved using the monitoring solution for any devices? That can be smart grid or power grid or any industrial devices using the cloud. Means we are easy to get the alerts. Okay, so we are able to get the alerts if any anomaly is detected. So the autonomous execution, okay, by default, by automatically it is able to execute all the rules and algorithms, can be improve the reliability and local processing. Okay, then we have eliminated many data centers. So resiliency has been achieved. Okay, we have improved some performance when we go for this monitoring solution. So we have leveraged some domain compliance and the privacy boundaries. Okay, so privacy is protected by analyzing the data close to the source. Okay, this can be achieved when we able to monitor the devices at the edge location itself. So how the IoT solution is used on the industries now? So I already told. So determine the equipment failures. So it is easily able to determine the equipment failures, and it is able to carry out the performance for monitoring your equipment. So everything is made easy. So I already told, right, predictive maintenance can be achieved using the edge device. So you can see this graph, how much the time it is able to execute, how much the time it taken to capture the data is very minimal. Okay, so at a minimal time we are able to get a good response over the internet. So data is captured at a very fast pace using this AWS monitoring solution. Okay, so this is the typical reference architecture. So how the reference architecture for your devices. Okay, let's be any devices. How the typical data architecture or so how is the cloud architecture will look. So I will explain one by one each component, but let's take a factory 1, factory 3, and factory 4. Everything is interconnected using the smart grid devices. Okay, using the MPLS link. So MPLS link is something like you are having your BSNL or else ACT connection to your home, right? LAN connectivity. Likewise, you can think of the MPLS connection. This is connectivity is a physical connectivity you are having to your router part. Okay, so you will be having this to your router part. It is something like a micro data center which will be located like your PLC and SCADA. So the micro data center which will be located at the industry location itself. Okay, so this is the customer data center. Okay, customer data center means the customers. Okay, who are using this devices? They are the customer. It also connected to their data center also. Okay, so micro data center. From this, the factory 1. Okay, all the data has been collected. Here it will be a command center will be present. Okay, from the command center only you will be getting how the device can be operated, which type of command can be given. So recently there is a launch, okay, for Chandrayaan-2, right? There will be Ranger and Rover has been operated from where? In Bangalore command center. Okay, so in Bangalore office, ISRO is having their command center. From Bangalore, they have operated the Ranger and Rover, which is placed on Moon. Okay, so recently Chandrayaan-2, we have successfully launched and satellite has been put on the orbit, but there is a while landing we faced some issues. Okay, it's a connectivity issue. That is also a connectivity issue. How that is able to communication. Okay, so like how we can do means from the Bangalore command center they are able to reach the this one lander and rover. They are not able to reach. Okay, so command center is used to give the command how the device can be operated. Okay, then there will be a sensor device at a plant itself. Okay, which is able to sense all the data and put it on the hands of the servers. Okay, on the hands of the servers it can be collected, and then using the MPLS link. So this part, okay, this part, everything is a physical part. Then comes the internet router. So while all the data has been collected, it has been put on the local storage. Okay, when the local storage the data has been put, and using the router the data has been put, then it is connected to over the internet, and then finally it has been connected to the where? Cloud. So here comes your cloud technologies will come. Okay, so if all the data has been put on your cloud part. Okay, that is all. That can be anything. AWS, this is the Google part, and this is the Microsoft part. So everything will be provided. So IAM in cloud means it is an identity and access management for getting your monitoring data. So which type of data should enter into the cloud? And this you are seeing the Lambda, right? This is the computing power. Okay, computing power to process the data. How it is processing means for each and every minute it will process the data. For that only you will be charged. I'm saying right. If I take something, the device is running for 24/7. Okay, but you are not utilizing effectively, so you will be charged for the 24/7, right? When your device is running, you will be having the running cost, right? But in cloud, there is a service called Lambda. It is able to process the data, the monitoring data. So that data you will be charged only at the point when the data is processed. When your data is processed only for 2 minutes, you will be processed only for you will be charged only for 2 minutes, something like less than $1. Okay, so that service can be utilized. And then comes your object level storage. So all the data which is collected is stored as a object storage, and it has some interactive query for the analytics. So entire things now they are calling that as a data lake. So typical data lake solution they are developing in order to process the data part. Then comes your machine learning part. So why they are using the machine learning part means they have to analyze the behavior. Okay, they have to analyze the past behavior of the data. So how the data has been generated, what is the device performance, okay, how the device is responding. Okay, so in every monitoring solution, in general in monitoring solution, why they are using machine learning means there is a difference between machine learning in cloud and deep learning. Okay, don't confuse about machine learning and deep learning. So deep learning comes in AI. Okay, that is an artificial intelligence. It will take its own decision. Machine learning is not an AI component. Okay, machine learning is a purely an analytics component. It will able to capture the data, and it will able to define the behavior of the data, and using the reference model, okay, it will generate some reference model. Okay, it will generate and keep the reference model. When the new data is coming inside the component, it will compare this reference model with the new data, whether everything is achieved within the threshold or not. So likewise, the machine learning is used. So that is the ML interference part. Okay. Then comes your dashboard. Okay, dashboard is used for visualizing the data, and then it comes your API gateway. Using the gateway, the data has been transferred. So virtual gateway, virtual private gateway, this is the secure gateway, that is secure cloud connect, I can say, from your data center, that is your industrial data center, where your smart grid or power grid devices are handling. From there, we are having the secure cloud connectivity. Using the internet, that is the secure internet connectivity, we are able to feed the data into cloud. So this is the this is how the enterprise application and the platform and edge will be looking like, and how the data has been captured, and what is the devices which is handling. So there is a ZigBee. Okay, there's a ZigBee is used as an endpoint to capture all monitoring data, and then there is a FreteRTOS, and then we have the software development kit called IoT SDK. Okay, using the MQT device MQT, we are able to feed into the cloud. That is the gateway component. Or local storage we can feed, or else we can feed to the Lambda functions. That's on a cloud component, and from there we can go to the cloud. Okay, that is the platform cloud. It is the edge. Okay, there is the data at the edge. Okay, data as a physical device, and then it moves to the platform or the cloud. So this can be moved. Okay, so there will be having your IoT core, IoT device management, IoT device security, and IoT analytics can be have. Okay, so from there your enterprise, from there the data will be moved to your enterprise application, and that can be used to do all the analytics. There is a performance analytics or any other analytics work can be achieved. Okay. So how this IoT device are used to protect that are monitoring, how the device are monitored, how it can protect you from the hardware failure, how the edge device can be have protected from the hardware failure. So I have taken one use case. We are protected the equipment from the failure based on the temperature. So temperature means we should have the device which is used to measure the temperature, right? So we are using the thermocouple to measure the temperature on industrial machines. So edge is able to do some basic analytics, and if any threshold value has been achieved, okay, we can able to shut down the machine in milliseconds. So response time is very less here. Okay, so we are able to respond to the device failure at that point itself. When device is failed at 11:30, we are able to shut down at that point itself. Less than a second, we are able to have the good connectivity issue. So edge at a device level we can do. So here, because edge is doing all the components and edge is able to monitor and able to operate everything, so connectivity is not necessary, but is used for the notification purpose. Because I told right, the typical alert manager, okay, alert manager solution is needed for every monitoring solution. When any device is having the failure, we should have the alert manager that will alert at the point, so you can have the device any connectivity issue. So this is all the business problem which we have solved. Okay, so performance monitoring on production lines. Okay, so how the production line, okay, or how the performance of the machine or your production line, which is your transmission line, okay, how your overall equipment efficiency or processed, okay, or captured in the plant area. So near real-time analytics can be achieved using your local edge gateway. So using the local edge computing technology, we are analytics on the gateway itself. Okay, so analytics at a edge gateway level. This is how we have our endpoints. This is how we have our gateways are connected to the devices. Okay, so this is the same similar kind of architecture how we have used. So these are the business problem we have solved using the IoT solution. That is a typical IoT solution on industrial transformation, that is called edge computing. Okay, on the monitoring part, how your industry equipments are monitored, how that can be integrated with your cloud component. So here, how we can efficiently use the cloud component in order to monitor everything. So if you go to the cloud, everything is virtual. There is no devices other than the edge device. Edge device means capturing the data and the gateway kind of things. Other than that, everything is a virtual component, and everything will be on the virtually present. Okay, data will be virtually present. Okay, so I will be having the short demo. Okay, so I've recorded the demo. So you are able to see the screen, right? This demo screen. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So I will start the video. Okay, video presentation. How the monitoring is achieved using the cloud. So if you're able to listen to the voice, you are good to go. Okay. The video audio is audible, right? When I do the video presentation, or else you are able to only see the screen.
No audio, sir.
No audio, right? Okay, fine.
Sir, you need to select that the system sound, sir.
Hello. You come again.
Select the system sound, sir. While sharing it, shows two buttons, check boxes.
1 second. I'll do that. So I have few questions. Can it protect a base on current and voltage in smart grid? Yeah, it can protect. Yes, Kalpesh, it can protect. Okay, so all the devices monitor, so it can protect the thing. Guys, sorry, actually, I'm not able to get the system sound. Okay, so let's watch the video. I will explain and what the component is going, how the monitoring is done using the AWS cloud. Okay. So how we are here, we are saying how we can monitor the data and how we can manage the data. Okay. This is certificate and policy which we are using for AWS IoT. For every second, the data has been sent from the IoT device. So how we can define the rule? Okay, I have enabled the rule and I will set up the data to monitor, and that can be stored in the S3 bucket. So next part we'll be seeing how we can visualize the data and how that can be used effectively. Okay. So I'm adding the sequence and the temperature data, and using that I can have the visualization part inside the cloud itself. Okay, so this is the real-time data which I have captured. Okay, this is small temperature data from the electrical device. So in this demo, so what we have seen, right? I would say the short. What we have done means we have connected the IoT device. From there, we have got the data. Okay, we have analyzed the data. That is on the real time. Okay, we don't doesn't have any delay. Okay, what is reported by the sensor is captured without any lag. Okay, any lag in time, and it is fed into the cloud storage. From the cloud storage, we are able to visualize. At last, in the video, we have shown some graphs. Okay, so in the graph we are able to visualize the data. Okay, so how the data will look like, and how that can be achieved. So this is the storage component from cloud, and this is we have enabled into the database part, and we have sent to the message to the IoT analytics. Okay, so this is the component which is able to take all the data and able to process it. And then this is the monitoring part. Okay, this is the simple data. That's the temperature data. We have enabled using the monitoring part here. Okay, so using the AWS cloud. Then okay, so we have the device, we have generated the security certificate. Here it is a generation of security certificate kind of things. This security certificate is able to validate what type of data is captured. Okay, so the device should allow the permission, right? So it should not be easily connected. If you take your Wi-Fi, how your Wi-Fi is connected, if you want to give a password authentication, right? You are giving your security authentication, right? So all the device will have their own security authentication. Let it be any devices. Okay, from that sensor only we are able to capture. This is the typical part which is happening on the cloud for the monitoring solution. Okay, this the smart grid is able to monitor. So there is a switch, traffic light, all the devices, the small devices, everything can be monitored using the AWS IoT. Okay, so when we have the successful connection, what are the devices which is connected? So we got some successful connection. Okay, how many number of devices at this point is connected to the AWS IoT platform we have got, and we have the report. Okay, we have the report generator using the attributes. That attributes at the end has been stored. Okay, that has been visualized. Okay, this is the part we have seen in the demo. So here you can see at a real time using the timestamp. Okay, from the PI sensor we are able to get all the data. Okay, so all the data at real time using the IoT we are able to get the data. It is like it is a database. Okay, DynamoDB is a database where we can visualize and see the data which is present. So this is the gateway component. Okay, this is the gateway component which is able to connect to the electrical device. Fine. This is the PI sensor data. So sensor data at each minute. Okay, so we are able to get the sequence, message, and the humidity value. This is how the AWS IoT part works. This is how we will visualize the data captured from the industrial devices. Okay, thanks. So now I am open to the question, or you can ask me any question. Okay, any real field example in our country, in any country? Yeah, real field example is many, right? So we are having, so we have achieved for all the nuclear power plants, all the technology has been automated. Okay, so for the nuclear power plant which is present, okay, present outside India, we have the real field examples. Okay, so there is an autonomous car which is developed by Google. There is autonomous car which is developed by any other vendor. So that autonomous car also we are working. Okay. That autonomous car also we are working on that. Okay, so we having the real time example. Okay, Kalpesh. Any other question, guys? If you want to ask question, you can unmute yourself, or else you can put it on the chat. I'm able to answer it. Okay. So we have come to end of the session. So please feel free to ask the questions. Guys, if you have any question, unmute yourself and you can ask. or else you can put it on the chat. Okay, I'm able to see the chat and I will answer the question. It can be anything related to any field. Okay, if there is no question, we can wind up the session. Okay, thanks, and thanks everyone for joining. Have a good day. Guys, if you have any question, you can ask, or else we can wind up the session. Okay. So over to you, Anita ma'am. Okay. I'm done with the presentation. I have got one question from Arvind. So presently, which cloud technology are favorable for IoT? So when we take cloud, so everything they are developing their capabilities. Presently, Google is doing the good at analytics part at present. I'm not telling Microsoft or AWS at back. Google is doing a good analytics component. They are building their infrastructure and edge device at faster pace. And then AWS. Okay, next to Google Cloud, we can have the AWS part. Okay, AWS we can have the good analytics.
Any other doubt from the participants?
48 seconds, 28. 48 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Madhu Kumar. We can close the session now.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks everyone.
We'll share the feedback link soon.
Thanks everyone. Yeah.